Hey everyone, today we're diving into two super useful Japanese grammar points that are going to really level up the way you speak. We're talking about the super formal itasu and the much more casual, expressive janaika.
But first, let me ask you something. Did you know that just changing your level of politeness in Japanese can totally shift how people perceive you? Yeah, it's not just about what words you know, but how you use them. Nailing the right level of politeness shows respect and a real deep understanding of the culture. So today, we're going to tackle two key grammar points that are basically on opposite ends of that politeness scale. We're going to start with the very humble, very polite itashi, and then we're going to flip the script completely and look at the emotional and casual janaika. All right, let's kick things off with our first one, itasu. I like to call this the ultimate humble version of to do. So what exactly is it? Well, at its core, itasu is a humble or keigo form of the verb suru, which of course, means to do. This is the word you pull out when you really need to show some serious respect. So when do you use it? This is definitely not for when you're just chatting with friends. You want to use itasimasu when you need to be extra polite. Think business meetings or any formal situation. The whole idea is that you're humbling yourself, kind of lowering your own status to elevate the other person and show them respect. And you know what? The best part is, the grammar is actually super simple. You just take the verb stem, that's the masu form of a verb without the masu, and you just add itadakimasu. That's it. Let's see what that looks like in action. Okay, check out this first example. You could just say setsume shimasu, but by swapping that out for itarashimasu, the whole feeling of the sentence changes. You're not just saying, I will explain. You're humbly offering to do the explaining for the other person. It just sounds way more professional.
Here's another one you are going to hear and use all the time in any professional setting. This is perfect for an email to a client or a message to your boss. It has this level of service and formality that just saying "連絡します" can't quite match. And one last one to really lock it in. Imagine you're at a nice hotel and the staff says this to you. By using itashimos, they're showing that they are doing this action as a respectful service for you. It makes all the difference.
So the bottom line is, it's all about context. You're going to use itas with customers, your boss, and clients. It's a huge part of business Japanese, and if you can master this one little verb form, you're going to sound so much more competent in those professional situations. Okay, we've covered the formal stuff. Now, let's do a complete 180 and dive into something totally different. Let's talk about janaika, which I think of as the emotional modifier. This one is so cool because it's all about feeling. See, janaika is a phrase you tack onto the end of a sentence, and its meaning completely changes depending on your intonation, on your tone of voice. You've basically got three main flavors for this phrase, and they all come down to how you say it. With just a tiny shift in your tone, janaika can be a strong suggestion, a way to seek confirmation, or a sudden exclamation of surprise. And again, the structure is dead simple. You just take a sentence and stick janaika on the end. The real trick here isn't the grammar. It's all in the delivery. Let's break down each use. First up, making a suggestion. Sure, you could just say, 一緒に行こう. Let's go together. But when you add janaika, it gets so much more passionate. It feels more like, hey, come on, let's go together. It just has way more emotional punch. Next up, confirmation. So say you're watching a movie with a friend, and you turn to them and say, これは面白いじゃないか. You're not just stating a fact. You're sharing an opinion, and you're kind of nudging them to agree with you, right? It's like saying, this is really interesting, isn't it? And this one's my favorite, surprise. Picture this. You're walking down the street, and you suddenly spot someone you know. That moment of realization, that's what this is for. あれ? 彼じゃないか? It's that, whoa, wait a second, isn't that him? Feeling, all packed into one little phrase. So the big takeaway here is that janaika is super casual, but it is bursting with emotion. You'll hear it constantly in daily conversation, and of course, all over anime. And let me say it one more time because it's that important. Your tone is everything. It's what tells people if you're suggesting, confirming, or surprised. Okay, so we've looked at both of these on their own. Now let's put them side by side so the difference becomes totally crystal clear. It really just boils down to this. On one side, you have a tashimasu. That's your humble to-do for formal business situations. On the other side, you've got janaika.
That's all about suggestions and surprise, used in casual emotional speech. They're two totally different tools for two totally different jobs. So, we've broken it all down, we've looked at examples, we've even compared them, but now it's time for the most important part, actually putting this stuff into practice.
If you only remember 2 things from this explainer, please make it these. 1. Use itaides when you need to be formal, humble, and polite. Think work, customers, that kind of thing. And 2. Use janaika when you're in a casual chat and you want to add some real emotion, like making a strong suggestion or showing you're surprised.
And that's pretty much it. Theory is great, but fluency really comes from getting out there and actually using the language. So my question for you is, which one are you going to try to use today? Think about your day. Is there a formal moment coming up for a tassi, or maybe a casual one that's perfect for janaika? Pick one, give it a shot, and see how it feels. Thanks for tuning in.